Hello guys, what's going on? How are you doing? I'm doing okay, thanks. I've just finished my dinner I made. It was delicious and I'm now full. Today I made chicken thigh with bone, seasoned with this miracle seasoning, which I always use. It's organic. I made it myself. I usually make it myself. This miraculous. I don't know how to pronounce it though. Miraculous. Is it okay? Seasoning, which is made from rice, water, and salt. And it's fermented. And I didn't know this for such a long time, just until recently, like 6 months ago. It was quite new to me. And since I started using this, my cooking changed so much. I usually make my own dish for my family, and I almost never eat any fast food because fast food contains a lot of artificial substances, right? Such as MSG or artificial sweetener or food additives or food preservatives. I don't like those things. I'm skeptical about those things, so I try not to use them in my cooking, meaning that I will have to cook myself. That's the safest way, right? So, but I found this miraculous seasoning, which is made from organic ingredients such as rice, salt, and water, and you mix them in a container and mix them well. You put them in a container and mix them well, and you put the lid on it, but not seal it, okay? You put the lid lightly so that air can get into it, because it helps fermenting process. And then once a day you need to mix it well, okay, and just leave it for anywhere from 7 days to 10 days. And at first, each piece of rice is pretty, solid. I don't know how to say it, but when the fermentation proceeds, the rice is getting into softer. I don't know how to say it. It gets soft, okay, and eventually it's like jam. It's like jam. And then it's ready to eat. It's ready to be used in cooking. And since it contains salt, you can use it to taste instead of using salt. And it has so much flavor. And when you use it in a soup or stew, whatever it tastes like, you used chicken broth. It makes the dish really delicious, and it's really it's fantastic. I love it so much, and I never fail to use it in my cooking, because if I don't use it, my dish can be bland. So now I can't think of my cooking without using it. Okay, anyway, I spread some of this stuff over the chicken, and grated garlic. I forgot to use the pepper. Oh my goodness, I forgot to use pepper though. Okay, anyway, and I added a little bit of sweetened sake. It is made of Japanese sake, Japanese wine, and it's sweetened. Okay, it's fermented, and it's natural ingredient. It's a natural ingredient. And to add some sweetness, I used that thing called mirin, which is sweetened Japanese wine. And then with some cutted vegetables like pumpkin, carrots, and anything else. Potatoes, okay. And I put chicken and the small pieces of vegetables onto the pan made of iron, and then cooked it in the grill. Okay, our stove has a grill under it below, and just put everything spread onto the pan and put it in the grill, and just close the door and just turn on the gas, and about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, it's done. It's very quick, but it will turn out to be very, very delicious. And I shared the chicken, one chicken thigh with bone. We only had one of them, so I had to share it with my daughter though. Okay, and the problem was that it was so thick that even though I cut, I don't know how to say it, I slice it. I don't know how to say it. I cut some parts. I don't know how to say it, so that it could be easily cooked. Because it was pretty thick. So I thought that it would take long to be cooked inside, right? So I don't know how to say it. I should have checked in the online dictionary though. Okay, with a knife, I cut some parts so that it could be cooked in a shorter amount of time. But when I cooked it, it was still red inside, because it was a chicken thigh with bone. The meat around the bone was quite difficult to be cooked properly. thoroughly, okay? So I used microwave. I don't want to use microwave oven. I don't want to use a microwave oven as much as possible because I don't like it very much because I learned that when you cook something like vegetables in a microwave, some nutrients like vitamin C, might be broken. So I prefer cooking in a pan or in a frying pan, especially iron frying pan. I trust iron frying pan rather than microwave oven. Rather than a microwave oven, okay? But I had to use the microwave oven to cook it thoroughly because when you don't want to eat chicken raw, right? Chicken can be dangerous if you eat it raw, right? So that's why I had to cook it thoroughly, deeply, and I used the microwave oven. And anyway, I was worried that it could harden by being cooked by a microwave, but it turned out to be okay because it was a good chicken. It was good chicken. I always order chicken and other meat from this wonderful online site. And I happened to find a year ago, and ever since then, for the last year, I've always bought meat and also sometimes vegetables and fruits and other items such as condiments or any other fish, because they only sell very safe. They only sell items or food that are safe to eat. So I fully trust them. The price is a little bit more expensive than the food sold at usual convenience stores, but I want to put safety before anything. So I'm happy that I got to know the place that I can buy food, everyday items, ingredients, groceries from that company. I feel so fortunate about this. And yes, I ate the dinner, and now I'm pretty full, and now I'm practicing. Okay, I'm going to talk about my keyboard. I recently bought 2 types of keyboards for my computer. I have a laptop computer, but somehow I don't like to type on my computer. I don't know why I don't like it. Maybe I don't know. I even don't know why I decided to buy new keyboards in the first place. Why? Yeah. For the last few years, it was like I never used my PC. I bought my laptop in the year 2021 when I decided to renew my YouTube channel, and I had to in order to make videos for my new channel, I had to use computer programming, software like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, or something like that. And then to do my job comfortably, I decided to buy a new computer, which is the one I have now. And but I was not used to doing something instead of a mouse. There is a touch panel or something like that on the laptop computers, right? But I'm not good at using that one. I'd rather use mouse because it's easier for me to use. All right? And then ever since I bought my iPad, it was like I never used my PC. Ever since I bought this one, as I said, I bought this one in the year 2021, right? That was January. And I used it for a year or so. But then I stopped making videos for my new channel because I probably got sick. No, that was 1 year before I got sick. I found out that I had a colon cancer though. And the year 2022, I stopped using this laptop computer somehow because I was able to do all the work only on my iPad. It was easier to use for me to do my work. And without my PC, laptop computer, I was able to do almost all the work on my iPad. So I never used my laptop computer anymore. And then, just recently, after I started this speaking practice, I realized that it would be important for me to write in order to improve my speaking skills, because speaking and writing are interconnected each other. So if you improve your writing skills, it helps your speaking skills. So I decided to start writing again. I used to write a lot more way back the year 2014, 15. I wrote a lot of Facebook posts in English for fun. And I recently found out that around the year 2017, I was keeping a diary in English, and I forgot about it. But yesterday, when I was checking my files in the computer, I was astonished to find out that I wrote a lot of diary. I wrote a lot. I was writing a lot, quite a lot, every day in English. Not only English, but somehow I wrote my diary in Japanese too. And I wonder why I didn't write my entire diary in English though, because there is no point of writing my diary in Japanese if I want to improve my English, right? But I don't know, somehow I was totally oblivious to what I was doing in the past, and then I found out what I was doing in the past, and then I feel like as if it was done by someone else. I can't totally believe that I was doing that myself. It happens to me so often because I am oblivious to everything. I easily forget things that I was doing in the past. And for me, what I'm doing is the only thing that I have in mind. And so I tend to forget things that happened in the past. So that's why I tend to forget things that I was doing in the past. And when I find it out now, I can't believe that I was doing something like that. Okay, anyway, I decided to buy a new keyboard because I actually don't like typing on my laptop computer. I could have used the mouse instead of the touch panel. Is it okay? Touch panel. The little thing on the same place. I can explain it. When you use a laptop computer, you don't have to use a mouse, right? Because you have this thing on the laptop computer where keyboard is, right? On the place where the keyboard is, on the same place where the keyboard is. But I don't like to use it because using a mouse is easier for me to do. Then, now I realize that I could have used a mouse, right? But I decided to buy a keyboard. I don't know why. Okay, I was totally crazy. Okay, anyway, somehow I decided to buy a new keyboard, and just recently I learned that a keyboard, some types of keyboards have this little red thing called a track point or something, and I didn't know that just until recently, and I learned about it just recently, and I got curious about it, and I watched some YouTube videos explaining what the track point is and how to use it, but I've never used it myself, so I didn't know what it was like. I just learned it by watching some YouTube videos explaining what it was like, and then I got curious about it, and I thought that that's it. Okay, I'm gonna buy that keyboard with the track point thing, and I did. Okay, and I totally assumed that I was going to use it perfectly from the day one, but after I received it, I got so excited to receive it. I couldn't wait for that to come, and at last I was able to have it myself, and it was wireless, so you don't have to connect it to your PC. And then I started using the keyboard with the little red one button in the middle, which is called track point. And then I was flabbergasted because I couldn't use that thing. It was even more difficult to use than the thing which is called, touch panel. Touch panel is even easier for me to use. And I was so disappointed. Maybe it would take some time and practice until I was able to use this comfortably. Like when I learned how to touch typing, it was about more than 20 years ago. I had to spend 2 weeks practicing. It was hard. It was difficult to do, but when I learned it, after I learned it, it made things much easier to do. And now I can't think of typing without using that skill because I've completely learned how to touch typing. And probably the trackpad thing, that track point thing could be the same, right? I'll spend some time, like 2 weeks, using it uncomfortably, and then until I fully get used to it. But it looks a bit troublesome, and I don't want to learn any other new skills except for English and Spanish. So I gave up the idea of using the new keyboard with that little red button in the middle. And instead, I decided to buy another keyboard, which is way more inexpensive. The price of it is about 1/10. And it doesn't even cost more than 1,000 yen or probably $7. And it's not wireless, and you have to connect it to your PC. And it's pretty big, it's pretty wide, longer, and each key of the keyboard is thicker. It reminds me of the oldest computers. But some people prefer this type of keyboard, thick keyboard, than the thinner keyboards nowadays, because I found what some people talked about this in the review of this product, of the keyboard, on Amazon. I understand them, and today I received it, my second keyboard. Okay, and I used it, and I was a bit surprised because I didn't use that kind of thick keyboard for many years, and it was a bit harder to type than I had expected. But the keyboard will do, I guess, because it's much easier for me to use than the first keyboard with the track point. Is it okay? Track point. I hope so, though. And I wrote my diary or journal using the keyboard, and I had fun typing with the keyboard. And I once have looked at keyboard of an old-style typewriter, I once wondered if there would be any kind of keyboard that looks like a old typewriter style keyboard. And I looked for it on Amazon, and there it was. Not only one model, but also many models. They dealt with many models of old typewriter looking keyboard, which are colorful, and I loved them, and I really want to get them, but it was pretty costly, like 12,000 yen, or about 900. No, 900. No, I don't think so. 90 US dollars, I guess. And at that time, I thought that it was not for me. No, it was not for myself. So I decided not to get one. But now I'm more and more curious about it. And why not change the typewriter from now and then for a change? It would be fun, right? Okay. I think I've talked enough for today, and I really want to get back to my reading. So that's about it for today. Thank you for listening, and tomorrow is Monday, right? Okay. Please have a enjoyable new week. Okay, thank you. I'll be back. Bye-bye.